Last season, the Hazleton area wrestling team won the Wyoming Valley Conference and PIAA District 2 Championship. And this season, the Cougars are still on the hunt. This may not be a surprise to some people, as the Hazleton area program has been solid throughout the years. But this season, the Cougars' success is coming from all the work they've been putting in. What is it about your program that year in and year out makes you guys so successful?
Well, I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to say that the kids that we have involved in the program right now are, they're wrestling tough and dedicated, and I'd love to have probably 5 or 10 more kids, but the kids are doing a really fantastic job.
As you heard Coach Maurer say, he wishes he had about 5 or 10 more kids. This season, Hazleton area has had to forfeit some weight classes due to lack of numbers. With the low turnout, Coach Maurer moved up some freshmen to the varsity roster, and let's just say the future seems bright at Hazleton area.
They're holding their own for being freshmen, so that's what's given the success we have right now. We have a pretty good mix, and the real nice part that has me smiling about this team is there's not a senior on it.
So whenever you get a team like that, there's no seniors. So it seems like the future's bright, then. Would you say that? Is that something you would say?
Yeah, I would think the future's bright. We're, right now we're scrapping for some wins. We're forfeiting a couple weight classes because of some injuries and some late season changes of attitude and stuff like that. So but the stable's not empty. We got some junior high kids that are being very competitive. So next year we're looking to get some of those kids. Bryce Molinaro is down there and tearing it up, and so is Oscar Zamudio and some other kids that are down there that are doing well. So they should fit right in. So we're looking forward to it.
While some young Cougars are finding their groove, there are some Cougars that have been carrying their success from last season into this season. Hazleton area returned 3 wrestlers that made it into the regional tournament a season ago. One of those 3 was Shane Noonan, who has been working hard since last year ended in order to repeat as a district champ.
This offseason, I definitely worked on a lot. I worked on my strength, I've worked on my technique, and I've definitely worked on a lot of stuff on my feet. Just trying to execute it is what I'm working on now.
Last season, after Noonan won districts at 182 pounds, he had success in the regional tournament as well. Noonan advanced far into the tournament and found himself just 1 match away from making it into states. And in the match he lost, he learned a valuable lesson. Last year at regionals, Shane Noonan learned that wrestling is 5% technique and strength and 95% mental toughness.
We've talked to him all off season, and in this beginning of the season, we needed him to develop a takedown, and he seems to be doing that. And he's working working much better on his feet. And then the other portion about that would be just his mental toughness and his mat awareness. That knows where he's at in the mat, knows where he's at time-wise and all that kind of stuff, because that match last year that he lost, I still believe he could have won that match, but we just had a little bit of a mental lapse right on the edge of the mat, and that's what changed that match last year to cost him. So, we've been working on that stuff, and, Shane's been improving, and we have high hopes for him.
Like Coach always says, the sport is 95% mental and the rest is in your head, so you just got to think like that and work through it, and you'll get it.
Noonan will be looking to make it into states this season, and the Hazleton area wrestling team will be competing for yet another spot in the team district tournament. But with the young team and the experience they are gaining, the big story here is that the Hazleton area wrestling team will still be successful for more seasons to come. Reporting for SSPTV Sports, I'm John Eric Pauli.